Hey guys, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with what I think is going to be a really cool video. I'm very excited to show you this machine. It's a 1975 Nishijin Model B that came to me from a customer. He purchased it from whoever had it prior to him, obviously. And the original owner, I'll have to show you the machine in just a second, but just to give you a little bit of a background. The original owner kind of took it on as a project, and although he did a lot of things really nicely, he did a lot of things really badly, and this became quite a challenge for me. So before we get going, please click on subscribe if you haven't already. Click on the like button to like the video. Stop by magicpachinkorestorations.com. Contact me there, or YouTube, doesn't matter. Certainly glad to talk to people and answer questions and so on and so forth. So let's get into this. This is, I'm really excited to show you this. This is probably one of the coolest machines I've ever done. From a restoration point of view, it was an easy machine. It's a Nishijin Model B. I've done probably 100 of them. They're a nice, easy machine to work on. I can probably do them in my sleep. So with all the restorations that I do, this had a complete restoration with a new play field, so on and so forth. So if you notice up along here, I don't know if you can see it all that well in the video. Maybe I'm going to bring this in. I did have someone ask to kind of highlight the center attraction, so I want to bring this in as close as I can and show you the center attractions that run. Obviously, these are the center attractions in here. This is the center attraction, and typically there's one above and one below that all drain into a center tulip, and then tulips on the side, pay pockets, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty typical. But if you look up here, you can see little LEDs sticking through the plastic trim. And I'll tell you about that in just a second. Normally this machine would have had an incandescent bulb back here and back here. That's the way it's set up, and I'll show you that on the back. For the jackpot, and it would have had a light, it does have a light here for ball out, and this one actually down here, there's another light down in here for the ball out. Let me plug this in, and you'll see the two red lights. So this is the normal ball out light location on a very typical on the Nishijin Model Bs. But if you can take a look down in here, there's also a red lens. Actually, I can open this up and show you. Some of these plates here had a little red lens in them, and I don't know if Nishijin wired a bulb down there or not. I don't think they did. But this one did have a bulb down there, so I included it in my wiring. So let me turn it around real quick, and you'll kind of see. Okay, so what you're seeing here is a lot of extra wire. All of this is extra. This is the wire that goes down to the bulb down here for the ball out. There's a micro switch down here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Normally there would have been two incandescent bulbs here. They've been replaced by LEDs, and it's hard to see, but behind the guts there is tons of wiring all behind the guts, and it proved to be a challenge, because with all that wire in the guts area, I had to make sure that the balls would not get hung up internally. So let me get this back out so you can see the bigger view of it. So we'll get it ready. The ball latch mechanism, the seesaw is in the right position here, and I'll load it up with some balls. Just in case this is one of the first videos you've seen, Model Bs, you're going to load 90% of the balls that you own in the upper tray. They're going to fall out of the upper tray right here into this feed chute, It's a double run of Pachinko balls. It goes into what's called the turnaround. It comes down the lower feed chute and drops down into the jackpot chamber. This particular machine doesn't have the cover, so you can see the jackpot chamber quite well. Balls on one side, balls on the other. So now the machine is ready to work, and you're going to, again, put the vast majority of the balls you own there, and then you need something similar to this that will, this is where the winning ball drops out, this is where the losing balls drop out, so you need something similar to this just to catch the balls. Again, make sure your seesaw, the white plastic, is this way rather than this way. When a winning ball comes in, it runs down a ramp into the seesaw. The seesaw tips and lets the ball go down. It hits the jackpot arm, pushes the jackpot arm down, exits the machine, and then this mechanism opens this chamber, lets all the balls drop out for your win, and then the whole thing resets. So that's the basic working of Nishijin Model B. So let's put the balls in the front tray, turn this around, and this is where this machine gets really cool, and I hope that it translates well in the video. Okay, so right now the red lights are out. So let me jump across here. So the way that again, the previous owner, let me light this up first. When you push on the launch lever with this machine, this is what happens. A whole series of LEDs come on, and they stay on as long as I hold the launch lever down. When I let go, they will turn off. So what the previous person who worked on this machine did is they just took a drill and they drilled holes through the play field, through the backboard, through anything that was back there, and then he put LEDs in the holes all the way around. Like here, he drilled a hole in this trim piece and put an LED in there. So you've got LEDs at all your tulips and pay pockets. You've got LEDs above all your center attractions, and then the path that the ball takes up to the bumper is all lit. So it's pretty cool. There we go. And then when it pays a jackpot, he had put LEDs all across here and all down here. Again, the original design was 2 bulbs here, but now he's got all the LEDs across here. So when I got to this, he did a nice job laying everything out. The holes are very nicely spaced through here. Lined up all in here. So that part of it, he did a really nice job. The problem was I don't think he had any idea of how to wire diodes. There was wire everywhere, bare wire, ribbon cable, different gauges of wire. It was horrible. So I just decided that if I could make this work, I had to just get rid of everything that he had put on. And I just started from scratch. All new LEDs, all new wiring, different power supplies, so on and so forth. I did rely on my Chicago friend, Carl Wegman. He helps me a lot with electrical stuff. So I want to show you this. This is the proper way if you're considering using diodes. Not diodes, LEDs on your machine. And I use a 12-volt power supply, and I use diodes that are 3 to 3.5 volts. They're 5mm diodes. The way that you need to wire these is I keep saying diodes. LEDs are sensitive to plus and minus. So you start out on the plus side of your 12-volt power supply. You come down and you put in a 330 ohm resistor, and then you take that wire to the positive side of the first diode. Out of the negative side of the first diode, you run a wire to the positive side of your second diode. and then out of the negative side of the second diode, you're going to come back up to your power supply. When you apply 12 volts to this, the two bulbs will come on and shine nice and bright. You can put a third one in, but you can't do a fourth one. It won't work. They won't light up. It just sucks up too much of the voltage. But this is the proper way to do 2 or 3. But if you're going to wire multiple bulbs in, then you can tap off of the same line of your power supply. In other words, take a line down to the first set, take a line down to the second set, and so on. So but this is the key: is 330 ohm resistor, 2 LEDs, and that's a circuit. Okay, so let me just run this a few more times so we can get it to light up a little more on some jackpots. So there it is. I hope you like it. It's a cool machine. Thank you.